It wasn't big. It wasn't loud. And yet, when it appeared on the front lines, generals stopped and took notice. A small American revolver, stamped Smith Wesson, had just rewritten what a sidearm could do in a world at war. In 1939, as Europe erupted, military leaders sought heavy weapons, tanks, and aircraft, but in the shadows of grand strategy, a sidearm was quietly making its mark. It wasn't built to intimidate. It was built to endure. The revolver was light, reliable, and ready when everything else failed. Soldiers carried it into jungles, deserts, and icy mountains, often as their last line of defense. For the generals, it wasn't just a weapon, it was a symbol. A reminder that craftsmanship could still triumph over chaos. The story begins at the Smith & Wesson factory in Massachusetts, a place of precision where each trigger pull told a story of engineering perfection. By 1942, the company had produced the Model 10 and its military variant, the Victory model, destined for Allied hands. But the generals didn't expect what came next. British officers requested thousands of them. Soon, these American revolvers were landing on European soil, side by side with Webleys and Enfields. They weren't meant to replace anything. Yet, on the battlefield, their dependability astonished those who used them. Cold, wet, or covered in dust, it always fired. In a world of jammed pistols, that reliability was worth more than gold. Reports reached command. This little revolver was outperforming expectations. Generals took note. Some began to carry one themselves. For the troops, the revolver became more than a sidearm. It became a companion, a final reassurance in the noise of war. In the Pacific, its .38 caliber rounds were modest but dependable. In North Africa, its steel frame endured the heat. It was the same gun, thousands of miles apart, always working. It didn't roar like a rifle or command attention like a tank, but it told its own quiet story, one of trust. Generals soon realized this revolver wasn't a backup. It was a statement. American engineering could still produce elegance amid chaos. In letters home, soldiers wrote about it, not with excitement, but gratitude. Because when everything else failed, the Smith & Wesson didn't. Captured examples even ended up in enemy hands, proof of respect across lines. By the end of the war, the revolver had earned a reputation few weapons ever achieve: quiet perfection. For decades after, it remained in service, in Korea, in police holsters, and in collections where history sleeps. Its steel may have aged, but its story never did. The Smith & Wesson revolver never aimed to be famous. It just did its job, quietly, precisely, every time. Maybe that's why it surprised even the generals. Every weapon tells a story. Some roar across history, others whisper their legacy. This one, the humble Smith & Wesson, whispers still.